Hi guys. All right. 2 days ago, I saw the genetic specialist. I did say I was going to do an EDS update um, about the geneticist appointment because I really haven't seen any. So, basically, I went in for my appointment. I arrived early thinking that I had like tons of stuff to fill out. Thankfully, the genetic team at Penn University in Philadelphia, they didn't actually need me to fill out anything. What they did is they had two people come in. One was an intern, obviously, um, and they were questioning me about the different things that were going on. So I answered the questions. Obviously, I was wearing makeup at the time. I'm not now. Um, they looked at the skin on my face and my eyes and stuff like that and everything. And then we had a conversation about the fact that I wear contacts and that I'm almost blind. Um, they also looked at the spacing between my eyes, telling me that there was some sort of malformation in my face, which I was definitely not aware of. I was totally not prepared for that. Um, of course, who really is prepared to be told that they have a birth defect? Um, the other part was that they did a full physical exam, which, if you have EDS or any type of chronic illness, you basically know the drill. You strip down, you get into a gown, and then they start just bending your joints. They bent my fingers back. Even with the braces on, they did that. Then they had me take the braces that I'm wearing currently off, and bent my fingers and saw that without the braces, my fingers bend back way, way too much. Um, then they also checked my toes, which I wasn't used to. I hadn't had most of my minor joints checked out. I'm always used to my larger joints. Of course, then they have you do the whole thing where you bend over so they can see where your hands lay on the ground. Um, Mine go perfectly flat and backwards, which is apparently not normal. Most people can't really touch their toes, but I touch my toes, put my hand down flat on the floor, and have it turn to where my fingers are facing my heels. Um, the other thing is that the questions were very interesting. Not only was it family history, my brace history, what joints have been bothering me, type of a thing. They also checked out my spine, which I was not used to that happening since I have the back brace, and all of my x rays are on CD that I bring. Um, it was very helpful the fact that I did have my binder, um, which in my binder I have my gastrointestinal doctor stuff, my endocrinologist stuff, because I saw the endocrinologist one time, and it was just for, blood work, just to get stuff out of the way, type of a thing, and see what was going on because of the fact that I am considered obese. Um, I wanted to prove that it was not anything involving my thyroid, which it's not, thankfully. Um, Unfortunately, though, they are looking at my liver and my heart as well. I did have the echocardiogram already done prior to seeing the geneticist, um, and my rheumatologist has that information. And hopefully now everything's supposed to go through my family doctor first, for them to go through everything. My family doctor that I have now is really great. I actually am assigned Hannah at Brookside Family Care because she knows about Ehlers-danlos syndrome, and she understands the different genetic codes that they use for different things. Apparently, as of right now, I'm being tested for JDSCD. Um, and that's what it's called. It's really weird. It's in the B area address of chromosomes. Most of Ehlers-Danlos, in regards to vascular and the more common ones are actually in the C8 and 9. Um, My stuff they're actually checking me for is in the B's. I didn't have it right in front of me right now to read it off, but it does have an interesting zip code, as I call it. Um, we also did talk about the teeth crowding. Um, my back teeth have been removed for over a year and a half or so. They've been removed. I do have to get more teeth removed actually on this side because I'm still having trouble. Um, all of my molars actually they were getting um, infected and abscessed, and then they were pushing my front teeth. And as you can see, I actually have one crooked tooth still. The rest of my teeth are no longer crooked because they kind of settled in almost immediately after the other ones were taken out. My teeth settled in. Um, for many years with my back teeth, like all the way back here, I was teething for years. It started to annoy me when I was like 23, and 10 years later, I don't have them. So that's what they ended up having to do. That's basically the only course of treatment. Um, my family doctor got scolded by my endocrinologist because apparently, with any connective tissue disorder, physical therapy is the treatment. There is no cure. You get braces, like how I have my back brace on here that straps in the front, my wrist brace, my finger braces. I have a knee brace on currently. I need to get an ankle brace. I got to get an elbow brace. Everything needs to just get braced up. The other thing I was told is that I generally have to be very, very careful. Um, because at any point in time, I can dislocate something, which to me has been commonplace, and I just pop it back in and go on with my day. Um, I wasn't scolded for popping it back in and going on with my day, but I was told that I just need to be more careful. And sometimes that can be, easier said than done. I do have my little band here. It actually has pictures on it of what to do. I actually got this from Avon, which is something that I help out Jesse with. I do the Avon, and that's how I end up finding this. The kit that came in also had a hand exerciser for me to work my hands. I still have not been able to work it with just one hand. I have to use two hands because I'm very weak. And it also had like a jump rope set and then a little bag. The little bag from that I actually used to carry my personal effects to the hospital. I just put everything in there, have it in my bag, and then have my binder in the bag and a change of clothes and a hairbrush. And I'm good to go in for the hospital for up to 3 days is my normal thing. Um, the other thing with the geneticist appointment that I was very surprised by is that over at Penn University, I literally walked across the hallway to the other side of the little plaza there in the middle, and I went and had my blood work done. The people over there that do the blood work, oh my gosh, are they such a blessing. Um, I have tattoos on me, and my veins are hard to get. And the person who did my blood work quite literally just goes, I'm not looking for the vein, I'm going to feel for it. And she got me in a tattoo to be able to get my vein. So I was happy that she was able to do it one strike only. Um, it takes a month to get the results back. So as far as I know, they did not tell me the actual thing that they're checking me out for, but my family doctor gave me the initials of what it is that they're looking for and everything else. Um, it's rather hard, trying to explain to people that I have Ehlers-danlos syndrome because of the fact that I am so short. I am only 4 feet 10 inches tall. I'm 2 inches above a midget or a dwarf, as some people call them, or little people. I'm basically 2 inches taller, and that's it. And because of my height, a lot of the stuff that I'm going through got like swept under the rug to, oh, it's because she's too fat, or it's because, she's not eating right. I actually got a colonoscopy done uh almost 2 years ago. Yeah, yeah, it'll be about 2 years ago this summer. I had a colonoscopy done, and the doctor told me that I should stop eating red meat. Well, at that point in time, I had been a vegetarian for God knows how many years, and I was actually a total vegan um, for about 2 years prior to me having the test done. And I explained to him that I was vegan and that I had been vegetarian for, you know, a good number of years prior. And he sat there and told me that I was eating too much red meat. Well, needless to say, that doctor is no longer on my team. So I went to go get a new doctor. Throughout this entire experience of getting tested and all of this stuff, I have found out that you can be picky. You really can. If you don't click with a doctor, don't go to them. I mean, don't put yourself through hell just because you think that that's the only option in doctors. Um, my doctor I go to for my gene stuff is actually down in Philadelphia. They wanted me to go to a Philadelphia um, physical therapist, and I was like, no, I live in Pottstown. I'm not going all the way down to Philly, a couple times a week for physical therapy from head to toe, and then doing exercises every day of the week just to, you know, have a problem getting down there. So, Transnet does not work for me because since we are above 20 something miles away from Philadelphia, Transnet would pick me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, drop me off, and then not pick me up until after 6 p.m. at night. So that is not really an option. So thankfully, my rheumatologist had paperwork on the different physical therapy places around here. And thankfully, dynamic physical therapy in the well, in the Red Nurse Shopping Center. It's listed as North End. In that shopping center, they have people there who understand Ehlers-danlos, which that was a difficult thing to find. I had to call, I think in total, like 16 physical therapists to find one that A, knew what Ehlers-danlos was, and B, took my insurance, and C, that I could get there. So, yeah, it's becoming, you know, more and more concrete in the diagnosis, um, but it's hard to find that concrete diagnosis because there is so many different hoops you have to jump through to get that, and it's a little bit difficult. So that is my EDS update as of right now, and hopefully we will be able to figure out what's going on, and I can share with you guys what happens once I get a diagnosis. Um, I did get a script for physical therapy, and the physical therapist and occupational therapist are now going to be responsible for my braces. And if they are not going to do it, my family doctor, Hannah, is going to take care of it. So thankfully, I am covered in more ways than one with braces, and I do have a brace guy from the Titleman company. It's J&J Medical, and he's an off-brand off of them. Um, he actually comes out to the house for me to do my braces, which I'm very grateful for because I literally can't go anywhere. I don't have a car, so having somebody able to come to the house and measure me up for braces is amazing. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope you guys have a good week, and I will probably be putting up another EDS update as soon as I find out the stuff that's on my blood work for my genetic testing. Um, with the genetic testing, though, they also said that because it's going to be out there, that I have to worry about my rights as a patient. I cannot be discriminated against for my genetic makeup except for insurance companies and life insurance, which I kind of thought was really funny because I'm trying to figure out what type of life insurance doesn't insure somebody who has Ehlers-danlos. But when I heard about all the different complications and the fact that I might have a very rare type, um, it made me a little bit more concerned. So, all right, guys, have a good week, and I will try and talk to you guys within the next month and see what we can do from there. Bye.